Oh, I don't know what we'll give up, but we'll work it out somehow. Because it has to be paid, because we'll be homeless otherwise.
When retirees Anne and John Gallagher received their council rates in the mail, they were faced with the prospect of foregoing home repairs to pay them.
Well, considering we're pensioners still paying a mortgage, it's not a good look. A bit worrying, in fact. We're actually thinking of getting a reverse mortgage.
Balancing the household budget would get harder for these residents of Yass, an hour's drive from the nation's capital, if the council increased its rates.
You're chasing your tail all the time, you know. And no, and apart from that, the local amenities are not up to scratch.
It's an option the Yass Valley Council is being forced to consider as it looks to get itself out of millions of dollars of debt.
I think a lot of rural councils would find themselves in the same situation. So I think what we need to do now is accept we are where we are, and we've got a team that are ready to do the work.
Council rate rises are affecting homeowners across the country as local governments continue to grapple with worsening staffing and financial challenges.
The key thing that councils are facing at the moment is that construction costs have really surged over the past few years. And for local government, the biggest part of their bills is generally on upgrading, maintaining and building infrastructure.
Over the past 2 years, dozens of councils have passed on massive rate increases. Among them, Strathfield Municipal Council by 93% over 4 years, Queanbeyan and Pallarang Regional Council by more than 64% across 3 years, and Armidale Regional Council by close to 59% over 3 years. It's an issue disproportionately affecting people in rural Australia, where local councils have fewer ratepayers.
When a regional council is under financial pressure, they either have the opportunity to raise rates or cut the services that they provide to the community. And as we've seen, regional communities often are already paying more in rates per person than their counterparts in major cities, so increases in rates may simply be unaffordable.
But councils are often left with few options. The Yass Valley Council has promised not to increase rates this year and is exploring other ways to rein in its ballooning deficit.
It's something that I believe can be turned around through a number of mechanisms. For this year, what we're doing is looking at some efficiencies.
The Mayor blames the financial troubles on a reduction in federal government support.
The federal government has an obligation to rural councils to reinstate the federal assistance grants to its 1% level. That would wipe out our current deficit.
The Federal Minister for Local Government, Christy McBain, did not address restoring the grant, but said the Commonwealth was delivering significant increases to funding to strengthen the capacity of the sector. For Yass residents, finger-pointing doesn't make the prospect of a rate increase any easier to bear.
I'm particularly concerned that they're just raising more money to make the same mistakes, because there's been a total lack of transparency about how we got in this mess.
Prices are increasing everywhere. Building, wages, everything's increasing. So I think that it's not to be unexpected.
From Martin Place to Main Street, interest in rates has never been higher. Courtney Barrett-Peters, ABC News, Yass.